I'm just speaking. I'm just here with my granny. Granny, how are you doing today?
I'm just fine. I'm fabulous, fantastic.
We're here to celebrate you. Today's your celebration of life.
Thank you.
How have you been feeling being around all this love today?
Oh man, words cannot express really the love that I feel. I feel so blessed. You know, that's more than anything. I'm just blessed to be around all of my children and grandchildren and my children I didn't even have.
Right.
Because they're y'all friends as well. So I'm just blessed. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful.
So your origins. Where were you born? How did you grow up?
I was born in a place called Dorchester, Georgia. It's down in Sunbury, Midway, Liberty County, almost 80 years ago. And then my mom and moved to a place called Harris Neck. That's where my daddy was from. And I stayed there until I was about 2. And then mom and dad separated, so I came to Savannah, went to Savannah to stay with my cousins. But I always knew who my mom and my dad were.
Of course, of course.
And then during the summer, I would go and visit my grandmother and them down in Liberty County.
So when you moved to Savannah, how did Savannah receive you? Did you feel welcomed and loved when
I
you?
didn't know, baby, I was only 2.
Of course.
I was just a baby when I came up here when I came. I was just 2. So I always say Savannah is my home, and it is, because I've been here since I was 2. When I got to be 12, then I moved back with my mom. And she and I lived together ever since then.
Okay. Okay. So as you're growing up in your teenage years, did you have a welcoming friend community? Did you have a lot of friends growing up?
Not a lot, no. I didn't have a lot of friends, but there were some acquaintances. You know, we lived in it was called a lane, at Park Avenue Lane, on the west side of Savannah. And it was okay. It was okay. It was living in the lane. You had dirt. You didn't have no side with no pavement and all like that in there. And houses were kind of close. People played bidwiss and all that at night. And at one point, we didn't even have no electric lights. We had the shades. You had to clean the shades and take newspaper and shine them up and clean them up. But all in all, I think I had a pretty good time.
So the community that you've made has been built from love and compassion, and I think it's trickled down all the way to me and younger generations. So where did you get that understanding of love from? How did she deliver that love to you?
With a whip.
That's a beautiful place to start. You gotta learn pain and pleasure. They go together.
I had pain. Well, it wasn't that often, but when you got it, you know you got it.
Of course.
I didn't have it with no little switch or nothing like that. I had it with electric extension cords when I did get it.
How did you grow from those experiences?
Try not to do what I did before, so I wouldn't get that no more.
Of course.
But I won't say I got into trouble, but I was a kind of grown little girl. You know, I like to go walk around and go places but then you had to be home, of course, when the light changed.
Of course.
When the light came on, when the street light came on, you had to be home. And I remember one time, when I was still living with my cousin, my mom came over there because I think my cousin was sick. Yeah, the female was sick. Anyway, I went down the street, and when I was coming back, I was standing up on the corner, right on the corner, and I turned around and I saw my mama coming.
And you knew it was over. You knew it was over.
When she walked, she swing her hand, and when she did that, I saw a belt in it, and I took off. She told me, she said, "Don't you run for me." He said, I'm gonna kill you. You run from me, I'm gonna kill you. So anyhow, I went back to the lane and I didn't see her. And I was standing there looking in the direction, and then I felt something, a hand on my shoulder.
Ooh.
I said, oh Lord, she's gonna kill me. And I think she tried. At least that's what it felt like. But you know what? I'm grateful for those days too, because I may not have been where I am now.
Of course, of course.
I may not have been where I am now. So I'm grateful that I had that. I'm grateful that I wasn't allowed to just go and do what I wanted to do. You know, at the time you don't see it maybe, but later on down the line you realize, you know, it's good. You can see that by seeing it from other people, other young people, and how they really turned out.
And how their lives take the turn for the better or the worse, depending on.
That's right. So I'm glad. And of course, my mom, she made sure we went to church. We went to church and sang the choir and got baptized. I just had a lot of time while I was saying that was something I can remember. So, you know, and just had a good time.
How has the church influenced your spirituality since starting off?
Well, different things there because we had different, you know, you have different ministries with different ideas about doing things, and so, but I was taught to, you know, do the right thing. Your word is your bond. Well, my mom taught me that before I even left home. Your word is your bond. You know, if you're gonna tell somebody you're gonna do something, do it. If you see where you just can't do it, then you call. You know, you call them and let them know you just can't do it. But never, you say something that you're gonna continue.
Integrity, be a woman or man of your word,
That's right,
of course.
Right. Don't ever do something just to get rid of somebody, you know, get by or whatever. No, don't do that. So.
Of course. So as you're maturing as a young adult and you start to step into motherhood, how are the lessons that you learned as a child implemented on your children as you're becoming a mother?
To give all the love you can give. Don't spoil. Don't spare the rod if you have to. But you know, all children are not the same. You love them, yes, you love them and you love them the same, but you may not do the same with each child because each child might require a difference. You know, I might need to spend a little more with this one than I do quite with the other one as far as doing things. But we're all, you know, they're all my love, they're all that I love, and I'm going to show them that love, and I have shown them that love. My children and my grandchildren, I've showed that to you, to them and to you all, you know. And just do the best you can with them. And when they were all born, I told God, I said, well, God, you gave them to me. Now I'm giving them back to you. You know more about them than I do.
So what do you mean when you say that? Like, I'm giving them back to you?
I'm giving them back because I'm putting them in His hand. I'm putting you all in His hand. You know, I feel like I was just giving you guys as almost as a loan. You know, I loan you something, so you're supposed to take good care of it. If somebody loan you something, you take good care of it because one day you're going to return it back to them.
Right.
Oh, you should have. No, I didn't return it back. So anyway, that's what I meant by that. But I love all my children. I love all my grandchildren and everything. I love all y'all the same. I don't think I spoil nobody. I show you love, but I don't think I spoil nobody. And I don't pick one over the other.
Of course, of course.
I wouldn't do no more for that one than I would do for this one or that one. You know, I wouldn't. Like I said, I do what I have to do. I do what I need to do. You know, that's what I do.
So during your journey of life, you come across your soulmate, and you guys join in holy matrimony. So
God sent me a name over here, daddy for the children, not just a father. That we here, we played like a whole bunch of children. But when we say, okay, that's it, that was it.
Right.
You know, we have to keep telling them, okay, now I said that's it. No, we don't do it like that. When we say this is it, that's it. But you know, yes, with that love is there, you know, we open the doorway, you can come with anything. We can have a discussion about anything. I'm not gonna judge you for coming to me. We're gonna talk, I'm gonna give you my opinion. I mean, you know, that's why you're still young and all that too. Even when you get older, when you get grown, I can't make you do it, I can tell you how it is. And pray that everything that we have taught you by the word of God, that you take that into consideration.
Of course, your word is power. You've experienced life before we have, so it's only right that we listen to someone who's been there before us.
Right, that's true. You know, a lot of times I don't work that way because, you know, some people feel like, well, yeah, I'm not going to let that happen. You know, you didn't do, maybe you just didn't do this or you didn't do that, but I'm not going to do it, so it's not going to happen to me. So all you can do is give your opinion. Don't be opinionated, but give your opinion and how you see it and how you know, how God would want you to do, you know, what you see, you know, so.
Okay, so during this matrimony, you guys embark on the world. You travel to different places, and so what were some of the favorite places that you got to experience as you were going through this?
He'd gone to bed. And he'd already got orders to go to Germany. And by knowing that I had never been on a plane before, when he came home for R&R, we went to Atlanta. We just went to Atlanta. But what happened was, babe, we're gonna keep the kids up. She would take it, you know, to go to the airport. So what happened, whatever was, she and I went to Kmart to find me a nice night. And I missed the plane. He get word because he thought perhaps I'd take my mind.
Oh, wow.
So anyhow, it's another one too. And so anyhow, when I did get on the plane, when I got to Atlanta, he had not called back. She told me I was going. We got to Atlanta. I went right in one section where the people coming in and started going out. And I sat right there in that spot. I didn't move until he came and found me. And but anyhow, that was the first time I've been on the plane. And then when he came home in 70, we went to Germany. And that was, oh man, that was good.
Did you get to travel around Europe while you had that?
Yeah, we went all over. We went all over Germany, different places. We came into Frankfurt.
Ooh, okay.
So that was a 21st replacement center, so everybody went there. And then we had to wait to get the student until you get the sponsor had to come for us. So we stayed in the hotel. We spent Thanksgiving of 7 in the hotel. And then when the guy was coming to get us, he came to get us, and he had a small car. And of course, there's 6 of us, so you can imagine how many bags we had. And he was like looking, and you know. But anyhow, he got it. But let me back up a minute. When we got on the plane, on the train to go from Frankfurt to Stuttgart. When we stopped, Daddy got us off on the wrong side.
Oh man, that's a great way to be introduced to a new place, right?
Right. And then, of course, the Germans were kind of laughing a little bit, but they were having, no. Even though he'd been there before, but anyhow, it was interesting. One other point was, as a young man who worked in the station, he was from Africa. But while we were there, people were peeping in the window.
Looking at him.
Yeah, and
Did you was racism something that you had to deal with firsthand a lot growing up and living through life?
You know what? I didn't really. It was there, but I didn't really run into a lot.
Okay.
I knew it was there,
Right.
but I just didn't run into a lot of it.
Good. Good.
Yeah. But I'm always, my mom was always a strong person. She wasn't afraid of nobody.
I like that.
She would know, even when just before she died, she was 88 years old. And she'd tell you that just she always went quick. But she'd always been there with her life. You know, just take advantage of me, you know.
I think that energy passed through the bloodline.
And that's what they say. You just like your mom. And I realized I am. I try to treat everybody. I want to be treated.
Of course.
But I've always said, if I treat people good, and if it don't come back to me, you got it. I got my children, I got my grandchildren. It'll come back to me. Something that comes and just goes. It don't have to come to you, but it will come to somebody.
Of course, we got to continue to keep living like that till forever, because life is short and we have the time we have, and we need to make the most out of it by loving and just preaching the word, the good word.
You know, that's what Jesus said, you know. Love me with the I have loved you. And that's supposed to be unconditional. You know, it's all like that. How could you hate me? You love God. Jesus, you've never seen him. You say you love him. And here I am right here.
Right.
And you treat me like that.
We're supposed to represent from which we've came.
Right. We're supposed to be made in his image.
Exactly.
So we're made in his image, and we should do the things that he encouraged us to do. Even when somebody leaves wrong, I know it's not always easy. You know, oh, I forgive you. It may take a while, but you have to. And the reason why you have to forgive is for you, baby. You know, if I go around mad at you, I'm mad at you, I'm so mad at you. You out there having a ball, you living your life. And here I am all stressed out. Messing around with a heart attack, all stressed out. And you don't even know I'm mad at you. Sometimes it be like that, too. You don't even know I'm mad at you.
Right, you're not paying attention, you pay no mind.
What's wrong with that? No.
And that's why we got to let it go. We can't hold on to
You
this.
got to let it go for you. You got to let it go for yourself. And like I said, it wasn't always easy, because I used to kind of hold stuff a little bit. Not a lot, but as you get older, and then you don't have to be older, you get closer to God. And you read the word. You may not even read the word every day or whatever, but you pray. You know, if you are a believer.
I'm not walking back.
Excuse me. Because if you you pray. The Bible said pray without ceasing. So you do try to pray.
Did you say,
Ask God to help you. Forgive this one or that one.
Like spaghetti?
Don't hold don't hold no animosity in your heart for nobody. You know, I've heard people ask me and somebody else say, well, you know, I sure had to tell them I was sorry. But you don't know, you can't wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow not promised you. You don't know whether it's right. Nobody knows that. They said not even the Son of Man knows how ridiculous is coming. And I decided too that every time somebody leaves here, the world came to an end for that person. You know, you may not be everybody at one time, or a group at one time.
I agree. It's love. And that's what you've always shown, and that's why I appreciate you and appreciate our relationship that we've built. I was very thankful to spend the 4 years that I did in Savannah, because I think that's when we got the closest, just spiritually together. And you taught me so much, and you continue to teach me so much that I pass on to future people that I meet. So when you were in your matrimony, what were the highs of the relationship that you still hold true to yourself today? Like, what were the things that you experienced from that love that you still resonate with today, that you still think about, that still gives you those good feelings?
The love that he had for me, but the love that he had for his children.
Who's in the red car? That's the crazy.
He was a good man,
So, hold on.
a real man. He said what he meant, and he meant what he said.
A lot of fish here.
That's the I loved him. I loved
There's a
him.
lot of fish here. Fish. Three fish?
So how is it that you would like to be remembered in future generations past?
A mother, grandmother, great grandmother that
Now? So
love
let's think it through.
might have been a little rough at times, but that was because of the love.
So once he gets finished, wait for him to be on so don't get all loud and stuff.
That's it. That's what I love. Regardless of what I love, they knew that they were loved by what I've given. And that's what I tried to give. I tried to give love. And I believe I gave that.
Thank you for this moment. I appreciate this. I love you too, Granny.
I appreciate you, and I'm proud of the man that you have become. And then, like his daddy, he said, you know, he got it from your daddy, so that's all he knows.
Exactly.
You got it from your daddy, so that's all you know. You don't know how to be anything else.
Yes, ma'am.
But you're good. You got a warm heart, you're loving young man. You don't know Granny, you love him.
Of course.
Anything for you.
And I'll do anything for you too, Granny.
You know also, I don't bite my tongue.
Of course. Don't.
And I want all y'all, you know, all of you know I don't bite my tongue. Somebody said something, I don't know. If I didn't say it, they wouldn't have thought that was me.
Oh no, I don't know
Somebody,
that.
would I say stuff and they like, okay, if Grady didn't say that, then that means it wasn't Grady. Grady gonna say what she
Oh, of course, she is, and that's what I appreciate so much for you. That's what I took into myself as well. You know?
Right, but I don't try to say anything mean or nasty. But I say what I mean.
Exactly.
And I say it even when I meant it.
Of course.
And I'm not too old or too grown or too big to say I apologize. I will apologize. I will say I'm sorry.
Of course.
You know, I don't mind doing that.
Humility.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. When I die, Lord called me home. I don't want to be, I wish I did. We had this, and then nothing you can wish to say because it's too late.
Thank you, Granny. I appreciate you.
She said her name is Portia.
I love you too.
Okay, baby.
That was perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Juan, did you get my cake?